Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I like to mix and match colors and create depth and pops of brightness in someone's hair using hair extensions. I know this can be a really hard process for some people, so I wanted to break down how we do it. So if you're interested in watching this, stay tuned. So we are going to be mixing and matching a bunch of different things. We've got all of our stuff prepped and ready to go. We are going to be using the J-Tide Wefts, revolutionary, I love it. This is in the color Nikki. We also have all of these wefts over here. She has machine wefts and she has them in a few different colors. We have Brooke, we have Stu, we have Kendra. We also have Tapens in those same colors. So I'm gonna be using all of these, and I know it can be scary to see something so solid dark, something that's a little lighter, and then there's dimension. There's so many different colors going on. This is her hair, and as a stylist, especially one that's new to extensions, it can be scary to mix and match those all together. So I'm gonna show you how we do that in the salon. Okay, for this row, I'm gonna mix a few different colors. So I'm gonna be doing the Stew. This is a machine weft, and I am just going to center it, find the center in the back of the head, and then wrap it around. And you can cut machine wefts on the seam. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit because it's a little bit long for this row. And then I'm gonna place that with a clip horizontally right here, and horizontally on the other side. And then I'm gonna stack some J-Tides on top of this. J-Tides I have in the shade Nikki right here. If you haven't heard of J-Tides, they are the hand-tied wefts 2.0 from Jessi Styles. Incredible, incredible weft. You can cut it on the seam, it's still a hand-tied, and it's gonna lay so flat and seamless, you'll never use a traditional hand-tied again. It's amazing. So I'm gonna find the center one more time, do the same thing, and the best part about J-Tide is you can cut it. So I can do the same thing I did with that machine, cut off a little bit on the edge where I don't need that hair, and then I can just line it up perfectly with that machine weft, and then do the same thing on the other side. All right, and then I'm gonna stack another J-Tide. With J-Tide, you can stack up to 6, just like with hand-tied, because they are so delicate and lay so flat. And then I'm gonna do one more. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit closer how this is cut and what it looks like. So you can see here, so delicate. You can see the individual strands of hair because they are hand tied on. And then we sealed them off with a different technology than a traditional hand tied so that you can actually cut it on the seam with literally no issues at all. It's a game changer, you guys, I'm telling ya. And it has no return hair, so no itchiness. Okay, so I have the machine weft, just one layer of that, and then 3 J-Tides on top of it. So I have 4 wefts total. I have it pinned on either side horizontally, and now I'm just going to vertically clip around the perimeter of this row to keep everything in place so that we don't lose anything. And then we're gonna start stitching that on. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of me stitching these wefts. I'm so excited for the J-Tide to launch. You guys have no idea. We've been working on this for a long time, and they literally changed the game. These wefts are so incredible. You're gonna love them, and they are available September 15th, so make sure you head over to the website and check them out. We are going to have them in 4 different lengths, 16-inch, 18-inch, 22-inch, and 24-inch, and they will be available in all of the shades that Jessi Styles Co. has to offer. We are going to start with just a few shades as they start trickling in, and soon we will have them all. All right, this is what it looks like stitched in. So you can see that it's the Nikki on top with the pops of the stew. I know this can still look intimidating because it's like two colors that look stripey together, but once everything's in, it's gonna be beautiful. Also, look how flat the J-tides lay. We have one machine and 3 J-tides, and it's like so seamless. All right, I have got her second row beaded, and I am going to add a brook.
Row your, or is that it?
You can clip one on. My mom needs content for Instagram, so they asked if she could pretend to do her hair. Content queen.
Good?
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna do the stew, which is the lightest one, so we're gonna put that sandwiched in the middle. And then we're gonna do Kendra because that one's like right in between. So we have 3 machine wefts layered right here. Typically I only recommend stacking 2 to 3 depending on the client's hair. But as you can see, I have them staggered, so at the very corner, it's not gonna be super bulky. Okay, so I had that all clipped up and then I decided to actually flip it and have stew on top. So then basically we have the Brooke, the Kendra, and then stew, just because the Kendra's a little warmer if you can tell, and her own hair has those cool tones, so I feel like the stew matched. And that's just a little tip, is making sure that the dominant tone that matches the hair best is on top, and the other colors can act as peekaboos to add dimension. And even if you have it clipped up, if you feel like you need to change it, go ahead and do that because you can't be too picky about this. Okay, you guys, so now we have Tapens we're adding in. So we did the 2 rows and we're gonna fill in the gaps with Tapens. Not every client needs this, but it kind of just like takes it to the next level because we have a little bit of a shelf here and we're gonna fill it in. So we have the same colors and tapes, and I'm just gonna be like stacking them and mixing and matching for it to blend in. I did an Instagram post talking about this a couple of weeks ago, but I do feel like Tapens kind of get a bad reputation in our industry. Stylists tend to shy away from them because they're sticky and they can be annoying, but I'm just here to tell you that Tapens do have their purpose. They help when filling in gaps like this on this client. Some may need more than others. Some may only need like 1 or 2 Tapens in the front, and it's just gonna help fill in that shelf in the front. So I just wanna encourage you, if you are a stylist who exclusively offers wefts, just know how to do Tapens too and offer them, just because some clients may need them and you never want to turn them away. Okay, you guys, so I wanted to show you how I stack the tapes. I have 3 in right here. Typically there's no rhyme or reason. I kind of just like mix and match colors and do what I think's best based on like the dominant tone in her hair and where I want pops of color to be. But if I'm doing them all together in a sequence like this, I always make sure that they have some sort of pattern so it doesn't look weird. So for example, these 3 right here are all stew on top, but then when you flip it up, I did Kendra on bottom for these 2 and then Brooke on bottom for that one. So then when we bring it down, we have a little more depth here in the center and then brightness on this side. So I'm gonna kind of follow that same idea, making sure that it's a little brighter towards the front. Okay, so now that we're in front, her weft ends right here, so I wanna fill in that gap. So I'm basically kind of like bricklaying over that weft and acting like this is a continuation of the weft to fill it in. So I am doing Kendra right here. And then stew. And you can see how that, just putting that little tape right there just helps it look even more filled in. And I'm gonna do the same thing right here, working on an angle. And I'm actually gonna do Brooke right here, just to give us like a pop of that dark, so that it doesn't look like it's just in the wefts, but then we'll do stew on top so it's not too dark. So pretty.
Yay.
And you can see how before, when we had like all of the dark shades out, it looks really scary because it's like so solid dark compared to the lighter ones. But now that it's in, you see how they all work together to create that subtle dimension, give us that depth, but also keep in mind like the tones of her hair. All right, now I'm gonna do one right here at the center. And I'm gonna do Kendra. And then Stu on top again. Every time I say Stu on top, I feel like such a pervert. Like, ugh. Okay, that looks amazing. And you can see she has this money piece right here, and we want to kind of connect that in. So I'm going to do one final tape right here, and it's going to be on an angle right here to fill in this area. And once again, I'm going to do Kendra. And since the Stu has those pops of that brighter blonde, that's going to complement her money piece so that her money piece extends into the extension, so it doesn't look like just her hair and then the extensions that are darker. Okay, so we have all the extensions installed. You can see that the color looks incredible. We just have like depth and pops of blonde, and I love it. Now you're going to blend a little bit. So we're basically just gonna skim off some ends and layer her up a teeny bit just so that it blends super well, but we are not wanting to take off a ton of length, right? Okay, so I'm gonna pull it forward. And I am just gonna point cut my baseline. I took about 1/2 inch off. And then I'm gonna have her turn around, and I'm just gonna connect that in the back. And then once my baseline is done, I'm just gonna slide cut some layering in to help her natural hair blend with the extensions. This is also gonna give her some texture so that her style holds a lot better. Okay, you guys, this is the final result. So we have 4 different extension colors mixed here. We have Kendra, Brooke, Nikki, and Stu. It's so crazy that it can look so intimidating, and then you put it in and it all just flows so well. I love these color combos for something like this where she's brunette. She has some depth, but then there's also those pops of color. It turned out so pretty. I'm obsessed with it. Let me know if you guys liked this video. If you have any further questions, leave them in the comment box below, and I'll catch you next time. And you guys, I just wanted to remind you that in this video, I kind of showed you how to mix and match colors. I didn't show you a ton about like install and placement and all that because we teach extension certifications at Jessi Styles. So I'm gonna leave the link below and you can register for a class if you're interested. We have a ton of trainings coming up throughout the end of the year in different locations. It's $1,500 to get master certified, and you also have the option to do a payment plan and split it into 2 payments. We also have a color class coming up. So if you are interested in learning about extensions or color, check out the links below, and I would love to see you there.